Peace, everybody out there in the internet universe. Y'all know I'm the one and only Shakori Shine. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if this is your first time, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and help promote your boy and get me out there. All right. I've been having a couple things on my mind that I just wanted to share with the community and get these things out there. All right. So I know one of my last videos I talked about, why is everyone so single? But that got me to thinking about what is really, what's when once you're in a relationship, what's really destroying our relationships as gay men, right? And bisexual men. What's really destroying our relationships? And the one thing that kept coming to mind is the lack of understanding of who we are and our connection to one another, okay? So who we are is we are a soul. All right, we are consciousness. We are a soul, okay? That's why we talk about meeting soulmates and all that kind of stuff. Who at our core, we are really a soul. All right? And on this journey of growth and development and raising our consciousness on earth, we have a body and we have a mind, okay? And our body, which is our animal instincts and nature, which is all about surviving and making sure that we are good on earth. That's what the body is for. Your animal instincts drive us to survive, procreate, all those types of things. And our mind, which is what we call our ego, that is your sense of self. You determine who you are and being able to judge and determine and see who other people are, and everything else is separate from you. Our mind is what separates us from everything. Because if we were just existing as our pure soul self, we would inherently be connected to everything, because we are connected to everything. All right. And so that lack of understanding is what is, destroying our relationships as gay men. Not understanding that your biology as a man is going to have certain functions, right? We have this testosterone pumping through our bodies, and our minds are not as developed as they could be right now in this, in the present culture that we're living in. So we get these big male, big grown bodies, but we still have that little boy inside pulling the levers. If you can imagine just a little boy inside of you pulling levers, somebody disrespected me, anger, punch them, cuss them out, those kind of things. That's what's destroying our relationships, man. And it's unfortunate, the two things, and this is something real, bro. This is the two biggest, from my experience and from my observation, the lack of emotional control when it comes to anger and lust. Okay? Because anger is a very powerful emotion, and lust is a very powerful emotion. And that the lack of control of those two emotions really cause a lot of disturbance within our relationships. All right. Anger, and both of those things are, lust and anger, are pumped up by the amount of testosterone going and flowing through your body, right? It just is what it is. The human male can be a friggin' animal, and animal instincts are gonna have you fighting and freaking. All right. And when we lack the self-development to overcome and like not be controlled by those things, by our anger and by our lust, being within the container of a relationship, especially, you have these, you have gotten into a monogamous relationship or something like that, it's tough. And I'm someone, my lust was very strong, and I've had to do a lot of inner work, and a lot of mindfulness in order to be able to get on top of that. And my anger, my younger days, I had a temper. My first relationship, that was fighting, strangulations, throwing shit across the room. I'm like, what the hell is going on with me? I don't act like this. What is happening? You have to snap into it. Especially as a grown man, you can't be acting crazy. Grown men go to prison, and grown men wind up in hospitals, and sometimes even worse. All right, you have to get control over your anger, and you have to get control over your lust. Those are two of the biggest things that I see, that are really the detriment to gay relationships, bro. Like the lack of emotional control, and the the lack of emotional control when it comes to the levers of lust and anger. Okay, if you're living with your partner, there should be no slamming doors. There should be no, like you need to get control of that kind of stuff within yourself. But then also, there's this thing with our minds where, we do not tend to have a lot of control over our minds. And your mind is going to play tricks on you. Your mind is going to tell you everything and all of these different things like that. It's the over identification with the mind. It's like we think we are the mind, just how some people literally think they are their body, right? And they have to do everything that their animal instincts tells them. It's this other thing where, your ego is very inflated. You have this sense of self. You have this, I've done this, I've done that, I've done that. Listen, in the terms of relationships, especially if you're with another brother who you really care about and you really want to make this thing work, it should be less of this and more of this. All right. The more that you are using your own that's just your own little perception. You know what I mean? These things and he has his own little perception as well. The ego clashes, the ego battles. Um, it's a lot of ego battles within our relationships too. We need less ego and more heart, because when you open your heart, you reveal your soul to one another. Okay, and another way that you can understand um, the soul, or opening your heart, is your character. Okay, how is your character showing up within the relationship? Are you actually exhibiting the things that you value, right? Because we can, in our relationships as gay men, there does not need to be a leader in particular. Everyone needs to lead themselves. You need to lead yourself from the values of your character and your heart. Okay, you can't want to hold someone accountable if you yourself are not accountable. You cannot, tell someone, we need to, need to be healthier or do more things for our finances. Just lead yourself first. All right. You see the wolves behind me, lead yourself first. All right. I know we're communal, we're pack animals and all those kind of things like that. But in gay relationships, you need to lead yourself first. And your character will shine through, and your partner and even your friends will follow suit when you are moving, when you have enough momentum moving in the right direction. And what happens if those people don't follow suit? They fall off. It's just the natural order of things. All right. So I just kind of, I don't know. This is just what's on my mind. I just want to my intention is to, grow our community and create a new culture for gay men here in the US, because we are the most influential, right? We're the most influential. Everything we do here, it influences and echoes out to the rest of the world, especially as Black Americans. So the thing that we have to do is we have to create a new culture. We have to create a brother culture where I am you and you are me. The separation is an illusion. I cannot extend my love to you if I have not found the love within myself. And the crazy thing is that we learn to also love ourselves by loving other people. It's like this this relationship. I know we hear you can't love other people until you love yourself. That's partially true. When you find the love inside of yourself, you are way more, you're able to give more love. But oftentimes we learn things like understanding and compassion by doing and being there for other people. It's like if you don't, it's like, going down to a homeless shelter during Christmas time and, you're giving gifts and feeding people and all those kind of things like that. That's going to open your heart. That's going to make you grateful for what you have. That's going to make you grateful for the people in your life and things like that, because that could easily be you, right? So sometimes if you're having a hard time loving yourself, the answer is to go and love other people, because you will then find love for yourself, because we are all connected. We're all one. All right. So, you know, just try it. Try it with another brother. Give him a compliment, give someone a hug. You can't give someone a hug without getting a hug back. When you hug them, you feel it inside of yourself, right? So, I just wanted to kind of talk about these things that are really, destroying our community. It's preventing us from having healthy relationships. We have to get control. We have to become more mindful of our biology, which is going to naturally push us towards anger and towards lust. All right. That's what the animal body is going to do. And the ego, we have to also become mindful and more in control of our mind, because your mind is a tool, just how your body is a tool. And you yourself are the observer, or the higher self, or the soul, whatever you want to call it. But that's who you truly are. Okay? And when we are more in tune with that part of ourselves, we will be able to extend understanding, compassion, and grace towards one another and ourselves. All right. So I hope this video helps you understand some things. Let me comment down below. Let me know if you yourself have dealt with anger within your relationships, and how you overcame that. If you've dealt with your own lustful energies. And I want to say this is not to demonize lust or anger at all. Sometimes we need to get angry in order to create transformation. And lust is a very powerful expression of our nature, and it should not be villainized. But once we want to have, healthy functioning relationships, it's a must and an imperative that we gain emotional control over ourselves, because that is what is separation from boys and men, right? Is in that journey, you learn emotional control. All right, you don't just break down and get angry every time someone does something to you, and you don't just follow every lustful whim anytime you get a hard on. Men, we are expected to have a bit more emotional control. We're expected to be a bit more rational and reasonable. And when you don't behave with emotional control, and when you don't behave with rational reason, it makes you a difficult person to relate with. All right. And so we all have to do our own inner work. And we can support each other in doing those things, and just continuing to grow. That's all we're here to do, right? So yeah, I just wanted to say that. Comment down below, like I was saying. Let me know about what's been going on with you. Have you experienced anger and lust driven things happening within your relationships, and if that destroyed your relationship that you were in, right? Comment, let me know, share this with your friends, subscribe if you haven't yet, and look forward to more to come. All right, peace.